The Vocational Rehabilitation Youth Technical Assistance Center presents
Amy's Internship. Amy Quartaro was an engineering student at the University of Texas when she was selected to be a Pathways intern at the Johnson Space Center. Amy's internship matched her unique skill set and abilities to real projects at NASA. Her mentors provided guidance and support. Amy is with Mike Boggs. He was her mentor while she was a Pathways intern at Mission Control.
Amy and I work together as part of the Flight Operations Directorate, and our team is actually the Mission Planning Operations. And so we focus on the space station program, and we actually plan all the activities that the crew and the ground executes on a day-to-day basis.
So the organization is all about, planning the astronaut schedules and, not just the astronaut schedules, but all of the schedules. So this little chunk right here is for the 6 astronauts on the space station right now. So this is today's timeline. So this little red line is what they're doing right now. One of the main projects I did was working on some analysis on some of the data from this timeline.
So with Amy's background and her skill set, and she loves analysis, and so I was able to task her to kind of get with our team, figure out what the issue is, and kind of make some recommendations. What she contributed, we're using today, is still on console a year from now. So I didn't know that she had a disability until we had that first one-on-one meet, and so It was important for her to communicate to me that she reads my lips. And so if I'm communicating with her, I needed to, be head-on and be able to have my lips visible.
So I have the cochlear implant, but I got that after I worked here. Yeah. So it's a lot better now than it was a year ago.
She tried out the regular headset that the flight controllers use and was able to make that work.
Yeah, you just turn the volume all the way up, and it was...
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it, to think about it as part of just, my daily life versus, intrusion on my personal self, because I can't do anything about it. It is what it is. Might as well just take it as a part of who I am rather than this, extra side bit that I want to hide under the blanket. It's not going to happen. So I went from barely being legally deaf and having hearing aids in 2014 to having it decline. It declined so fast that by 2017 I needed a cochlear implant. And so it probably won't stay because of put it on top of my hair.
Amy did an internship in the Advanced Exercise Development Lab. She and her current lab partners have developed a virtual reality game that will make exercising in space more interesting and productive. Her team practices for their final presentation.
I'll start off. So just a little bit about myself, the fun slides. So I am a senior at the University of Texas at Austin, finishing up my bachelor's in aerospace engineering. Got 2 more semesters. I'm almost done. I'll finish eventually. And so I am a Pathways co-op. So this is my 3rd Pathways co-op rotation here at Johnson Space Center. We've been making a White Rabbit virtual reality game.
The way the game works is that you have an obstacle coming at you, variable lengths and sizes.
It's coming. Duck! Okay,
And so in addition to, these types of projects, one of the big goals of the lab down here is to take a group of interns like ourselves and kind of let us drive what we want to work on and what we would like to do and develop ourselves personally and professionally along with the needs and interests of the lab itself.
For her summer internship, Amy chose to work in the Structures Test Lab with Maddie Vandewally.
When I came here over the summer, I chose to come here. I picked where I wanted to go and the kind of work I wanted to do.
So Amy came in and she built this plate, and these are the radiation sensors that we use on Orion. So the actual flight hardware just launched on SpaceX 16 last night.
Liftoff of the Falcon 9.
Yep. So it's currently in orbit now. So I went through the same Pathways program that Amy did. I've been on both sides. I've been a mentor and I've been the co-op student. Sorry, Robert. Robert's my mentor, so this is perfect.
Very cool. My name is Oscar Guzman. I'm one of the engineers here. I guess you could call me a mechanical designer.
He's a hatchman.
And docking systems now too. So.
I don't know. Are you the hatchman? You one
No.
of the hatchmans?
I'm one of the hatch people. Yeah.
I was working with Oscar on designing this back door for this, Mars concept vehicle. I needed a design option to be able to have a roller roll out of the back and not just by itself autonomously and not just fall out. And so I came in and, took the existing design and came up with a bunch of ideas, did some research into existing doors and ramps. I made this design and then I presented it to the entire team. It wasn't just something internally or just for the branch. So I presented this on, a telecon to everybody who has a stake in this project.
And this is all her. So it's a testament to her skill.
I knew nothing about spaceship design, and so a lot.
You
of
don't
this
need
was
to. You knew how to design a ramp. There you go.
Yeah,
you know how to
there's
design a spacecraft.
Places to start, and resources to look at. So, we dug up. He helped me dig up
What
a
was
bunch
that?
of old
What was that
shuttle.
picture that you dug up? The one of the C-130, right?
Yeah, that's the C-130.
Exactly.
No, so
there you
a bunch
go. You're now an expert in design. You knew how to dig something up from a completely different resource.
No, so we dug up a bunch of old shuttle stuff and
Yeah.
places to go and.
That's all it was.
Lots
just
of
guidance.
Lots of bouncing ideas off of and.
And when you're good, like she is.
My only big feedback from this internship was you should probably go to grad school. That was about it.
Really?
That's all I got.
Go to grad school. You can do it while you're here.
Yeah. You just really
You should come back.
Oh no, dude. No, I got yesterday. One of my robotics mentors at Virginia Tech was like, "Hey, I'll help you fill out fellowships if you want to come to be my grad student."
Ooh.
And he was like, but straight up, you can come be my grad student and I'll help you figure out the funding for it.
Yeah, she'll be my boss one day.
I'm Dr. Tracy Caldwell Dyson, and I'm a NASA astronaut.